Welcome to another episode of AMTV. My name is Job Maangi. Today we are privileged to have the current SOMU Chairperson, Franklin Omollo. Mr. Franklin,
yes, sir.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, sir.
Kindly tell us more about yourself.
Well, as we've heard, my name is Franklin Omollo, a third year from the School of Mathematics, Statistics and Actuarial Science, specifically taking mathematics and economics with information technology.
Tell us about your typical day as a student leader.
Yeah.
How do you juggle between leadership and classwork?
Well, to be in this position, first of all, to be sincere, it's first interesting, right? Because it's a good feeling that you lead more than 16,000 students of Maseno University. Something very good. It feels so nice, huh? Feels so nice. But then, it's also challenging. Why? One, most of the time, you'll find me very busy. And as you've seen just before we started the interview, there are so many phone calls to receive. So many people call to inquire about this and that, and you see. And then, that freedom that I used to have, you see, back then you will see me around the marketplaces, just walking around, friends and people and doing this and that. But then, now, it's not very easy to do that because, you see, when you are a leader, then every other person is actually looking at you. So you must be very careful the way how you conduct yourself. So it's also challenging. And then, touching on academics too, if you cannot really balance yourself well, then definitely you will lose academically. Because, well, I just concluded my exams yesterday. And I must say that since I was born, it's the first time I was meeting a very big challenge in my exams. It was not very easy, but I gave it my best. So I'll say it is interesting one, but it's also very challenging to be in this position.
Is there something that compelled you to vie for this seat?
Yes. Thank you. Well, you see, I believe in one thing, that leaders are born, right? But politicians are made. And so when I was called to Maseno, the first day I came to Maseno, I dreamt that one day I'll lead Maseno. I've always wanted to lead. Yes. Yeah. Well, the biggest thing that compelled me to vie for this seat is because I wanted to serve the comradeship of Maseno. So I wanted to serve the comrades in what way? I wanted them to graduate. I wanted to handle the issue of missing marks. It's an issue of, you see, just balancing between the comradeship and the administration, finding out where the problem is, right? Where is the problem? Why do we have missing marks? Why do we have so many receipts? Yeah? Why did we receipt for exams we never sat for? Those are things that happened, right? So I really want to serve the comrades. I want the comrades to graduate. I want the comrades to be served. I want the interest of the comrades to be addressed to the administration. That's basically it. Some things will follow, but the biggest thing, the interest of the comrades. Yes.
In the first month in office,
yes,
what have you done so far for the comrades in Maseno?
Well, thank you very much. It's a very good question. Huh? I can say the first month in office has been overwhelming because I remember I took an oath on 24th of June at the graduation square. Being in this office to deliver is not an event. It's actually a process. So far so good. It has been a process. Huh? But, well, for now, we are still working on the budget, you know. You cannot do anything before you have the budget. So you must have the budget passed by the management of the school before you start delivering. But so far, so good. I can say that I've delivered. In what sense? One, we understand, all of us, that we had been informed that the PhD exams were supposed to be done online using the laptops and the lockdown browsers and I don't know, the responder browsers and the webcam things. So last time when I went to the Senate, last Monday, I brought to the attention of the Senate what challenges the student faced when that thing was introduced the first time, when we were at home because of the corona holiday. And so I brought some sense into their minds that it won't be really fair to subject students to this kind of flagrant machination, of course, because it's not something very easy. That thing has so many challenges. So I reasoned out with them, and I'm very happy at the end of the day, the comrades won, because they told me that now the comrades are free to do the exams using their phones and not necessarily laptops, because not every other student has a laptop, right? Webcam, responders, browsers, bundles. So we won for the first time, in as much as we have challenges, but the students won. That is one. Two, the students who were taken to the disciplinary committee because of examination irregularities, so many of them. But so far so good, we managed to secure 2 who were allowed and were forgiven and were allowed to come back. One is going to graduate in January 28th, another one is back in session. So basically what I'm saying, we are actually on the right path of success. What we only need to do is to have a little bit patience.
Wow, that's great. Now, what is your vision as the SOMU Chair, and what do you intend to do differently from your predecessors?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I'll insist. As I was campaigning, I promised the comrades that I am going to restore the spirit of comradeship back. That's basically it. How do I do that? The only way to do that is to win the trust of the comrades. Yeah, to restore the spirit of comradeship, I win the trust of the comrades. You see, my friend, I believe that trust is not given in a bottle of water or in a cup of tea or on a silver plate. No. Trust is earned. Now, how am I going to earn the trust? By addressing the pertinent issues that affect the comradeship of Maseno. You want to know more receipts? Yeah. If I get a receipt, then I should, maybe, if I deserve the receipt, fine. The issue of the UCI, we've addressed it with the Senate. Personally, I've talked it out with the VC, and he was concerned. And by the way, matters academics, the VC takes very keen interest on that. We also have won a war concerning the issue of UCI. Why? Because the school has decentralized the teaching of UCI, so that comrades won't have to crowd at LH15 or in Docha or somewhere, or to a school of arts. Most of them are there. All of them are there on a final UCI in the same classroom. No. These things have been decentralized, so that if you are in the School of Mathematics, then we go per the departments of pure and applied math to be taught on their own, the department of maybe applied statistics to be taught on their own, so that we shall have the lecturer having a personal relationship with the students. There are no more crowds, and we are really hoping going forward that the school is going to avail more resources to actually address the issue of the UCIs. These small things, bursaries. As we were making the budget, I went through the last budget, and the allocation for the bursaries was around 700,000, which was not given. That money was not given. This time round, as I was making my budget, I made sure that I double the allocation for the bursaries from 700,000 to 1.4 M. And that money will be available effective next semester after the budget has been passed. So I'll give out all the money to the comrades. Yeah, let comrades get bursaries, let them graduate. Yeah, such small issues. Those are the things comrades want. Comrades want to be taught. The lecturer who's not attending classes has a rough time. They'll attend classes. So there are so many things to be done, small as they might appear to be, but very pertinent. Let me take this opportunity to thank you too for actually calling me for this interview. I'm really hoping that we are going to have more as we are going to work. I also want to thank the comradeship for giving me this chance to serve them. And I just want to assure them that they trusted me and gave me this chance to serve them. I promise that I'll actually serve them. I'll serve them to the best of my ability. I'll only beg them to be a little bit more patient, or just be a little bit more patient. And when the semester begins, 9th, greater things are ahead. So, thank you, comrades. I love you so much. I've not forgotten about what I promised you. Sijaosha mtu ile mnaita kupiga jiku mtu, no, hatujajiku mtu. But we are on the right path and we are going to deliver as the comrades and we are going to win at the end of the day as for the comrades. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you very much for availing yourself for this interview.
Yes.
It has been a pleasure interviewing you.
Yes.
And our listeners, I'd like to encourage you to hit our subscribe button.
Yes.
And continue tuning in to AMTV for more upcoming episodes and interviews and documentaries.
Yes.
I have been your host, Job Maangi.